When it comes to probiotics, since there's so many on the market, it's easy to think that they're all the same, right? A probiotic's a probiotic, just take it, it's good for your gut. However, there are different types of probiotics on the market. So what most people are familiar with are the lactobacillus, bifidobacterium probiotics. Those have been around for the last 30, 40 years, and that's what most of us think of when we think of a probiotic. However, there is also another classification of probiotics called spore-based probiotics. And these probiotics are a little bit different because they're actually designed to survive the GI tract, so they don't have to be refrigerated, and they can naturally survive bile salts and colonize in the gut. And what does that mean? That means they can actually set up shop and live in your gut for a few weeks, whereas most probiotics are not able to do that. A, because they're not able to survive digestion, but B, because they're not really suited to colonization in the gut. So what that means is that the lactobacillus are most likely just passing through. Often they get damaged or destroyed during digestion. And that doesn't mean that they have no effects in the gut. They still have their own effects, but it tends to be very strain specific. What does that mean? Think of it like a basketball team that has one star player. You have the one star player, they're really good at 3-pointers, right? They're kind of a one-trick pony, let's say. So if you really need a 3-pointer, you're gonna send in that star player because we need this buzzer beater 3-pointer at the end of the game, right? That's one strategy. However, you could also just have a well-rounded team where you don't necessarily have a one-trick pony, but everyone has a lot of different skills and they work well together. So that's really more of what spore-based probiotics are doing. They're creating a solid foundation. They can handle a lot of different situations, a lot of different symptoms. It gets confusing, but they're best utilized in different scenarios. So lactobacillus and bifidobacterium probiotics might shine in the area of, say, diarrhea, for example, or bifido might be really good for an infant because that is what predominates an infant's microbiome right after being born. So there are different scenarios where you may have a specific symptom and you may want to add on a specific probiotic for that issue. But if you're just looking for general gut health, then spore-based probiotics tend to do a really good job of laying that foundation and covering a lot of the bases. Now, in the Ultimate Probiotic, we do use 3 spore-based probiotics that are bacillus probiotics, along with Saccharomyces boulardii, which is a probiotic yeast. This is really important because there's not just bacteria living in your gut. Those tend to be the most popular, they get the most attention, but you also have fungi living in the gut. So you have to also keep in mind that you do need beneficial yeast so that it can fight off the harmful yeast in your gut. And lastly, we use a strain of Pediococcus acidilacticae that is also acid stable and also helps to support digestion in the gut. So in this way, we have a diversified blend of probiotics that's helping with multiple areas of digestion and beyond.